Hello, my name is Deandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be spoiling my fellow black queen, Maru, je sais pas. I'll be giving her almost all of her loved gifts. She has 12 in total. I'll be gifting her 11 of them. Those being a battery pack, cauliflower, cheese cauliflower, diamond, dwarf gadget, gold bar, iridium bar, minus treat, peppers poppers, rhubarb pie, and a strawberry. I've tried to make every video so far a little different, and in this video I will be ranting because I have a lot to say about her hair, about her father. We're gonna get into it, so please check the timestamps in the description. The cauliflower was the easiest. It's a spring crop. I needed 2 gold quality cauliflowers, one for gifting and one for the luau, and 2 normal quality cauliflowers, one for the cheese cauliflower recipe and for the pepper poppers recipe. Number 2 is the strawberry. I got the seeds at the egg festival and I made sure to get 2 gold star strawberries, one for Maru and one for Uncle Demi. They're the only BIPOC in town, so obviously I'm going to pay my respects. The third easiest gift was a diamond. Diamonds can be found in gem nodes on any floor or in diamond nodes after floor 50. I needed 1 diamond for Maru, 1 for the museum, and at least 4 diamonds for Mani. The fourth easiest gift was the gold bar. Gold ore can be found after level 80 of the mines, but they can also be found in geodes and on the hilltop farm. The next one is the dwarf gadget. That's a 1.6 update. She now also likes mushrooms, so I decided to go with the mushroom cave. Dwarf gadgets have a 3.8% chance of being found in magma geodes. That's the highest percentage out of all of the geodes, and magma geodes can be found after level 80 of the mines. Now we're getting into medium difficulty territory for me. The iridium bar. Iridium nodes can be found on the hilltop farm after you advance a little bit, I believe. Also, if I upgrade the pickaxe, I could break down the meteorite and get some iridium ore that way. They're also dropped by shadow brutes and shadow shamans in the deep levels of the mines. Next was the miner's treat. That wasn't hard to make because you get the recipe at mining level 3. However, obviously I need to upgrade the house, 10,000 gold, 450 wood, right? For the recipe, I needed cave carrots from the mines, and I also got an extra one for Mani's request. Number 8 was the cheese cauliflower. That I needed a house upgrade, a cow, and a cheese press. Cheese press I get at farming level, what was it, 6? Farming level 6, I believe. Anyway, I get the recipe for the cheese cauliflower from Pam, 3 hearts, so I made sure to harvest at least 1 gold parsnip to gift on her birthday. Next are the pepper poppers. Pepper I can harvest in summer, and I get the recipe from Shane at 3 hearts. Shane's birthday is a few days after Pam's in spring, so I don't mind indulging him in a birthday beer, okay? Only 1. Next is the battery pack, which I get from a lightning rod that I can craft at foraging level 6. The final and hardest item to gift Maru was surprisingly the rhubarb pie. Rhubarb can be sold at the oasis in the desert, but I'm not raising 40,000 gold to get a plant, okay? Or I can get it from the traveling cart, and that's what I was waiting for. It was so frustrating. I did have to go into year 2. You get the recipe for rhubarb pie from Mani at 7 hearts. Which is why I needed all of those diamonds. Her birthday isn't until fall 18. If I knew that it would take me so long to complete this challenge, I wouldn't have rushed and I would have just waited until fall 18. Ultimately, the hardest gift is the one that I didn't gift her, and that was the radioactive bar. I have never seen that in game, actually, so there was no way I was going to gift her that. I'm sure she'll forgive me. Maru is very intelligent and very ambitious, so I too need to be very intelligent and very ambitious. My first goal was to get to mining level 10 because she uses a lot of ore, metals and gems in her gadgets and projects. Another goal was to upgrade all of my tools to gold because I need to work smarter, not harder. Not iridium because all of the iridium is going to go to her, obviously. I wanted to get to the bottom of the mines to prove myself and accomplish something. Another accomplishment to add to my CV was donating 60 items to the museum. I also wanted to make sure that I had at least 50,000 gold in my back pocket to financially support her in any of her projects. Maru said that she likes going to events because they make her feel like she's a part of the community, so I too will be going to at least 3 events throughout the year. Of course, I want to watch all of her heart events, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. I don't get married in these challenges. I really hope you enjoy the gameplay. I will be ranting over the top of this. I hope you don't mute me. I hope you listen to what I have to say and enjoy the gameplay as well. So let's get started. I'd like you to keep an open mind as a black player in a very white community. I just want you to hear me out. I don't want to be tone police, but I will try and control my tone so that people listen to what I have to say. The first thing I want to talk about is Maru's hair. I believe we can all agree that Maru's beta portraits did better represent, but I do want people to remember that Maru has a white mother, and yes, this is just a game, it's not that deep, sure, I'm gonna make it deep, pay attention. Robin is white, and particularly in a lot of heterosexual relationships, the mother is the primary caregiver, which means Robin had to be the one doing Maru's hair, especially in a countryside in the middle of nowhere. I doubt that Robin nor Maru had the resources to properly tend to Maru's hair. That's my way of giving concerned Abe grace and trying to justify the reason why he didn't give Maru a protective hairstyle or naturally coily kinky hair. I live in Japan and I have to import products to use on my own hair, and that's reality. It does make me sad that Black women can't even escape reality in games because our hair is always a big topic of conversation, and I feel like it's very lazy to dismiss Maru as a marriage candidate based on her hair, because it basically says that she doesn't look the part. She doesn't look like what I want a Black character to look like, and so I'm not even going to bother. It really shows that her level of attractiveness is in her hair, not in her soul like the other characters. But even if you don't find Maru particularly attractive, again, it's a game, the pixels. There are mods. If you don't have a Nexus mod account, I highly recommend that you get one. I will leave the links to 2 mods in the description. I had the first one, but the first one reminded me too much of my sister. So I downloaded another mod that makes Maru look a bit more Black, and I think especially because she has a closer relationship with Demetrius, I'm hoping that he kind of helped her walk into her Blackness as one of the only people of color in the valley. So let's talk about Demetrius now. I don't like the way that he's portrayed in game, but in my opinion, I feel that no parent in Stardew Valley is perfectly portrayed. I'm not saying that the hatred or dislike of Demetrius is unwarranted. You can dislike and hate whoever you want, even if you have no reason. I will say that it is clear as day that the vitriol towards him it's unmatched. There's a double standard that I don't think the majority of this very white community are noticing. People will say that he's a helicopter parent, but fail to look at Jodie, who infantilizes her grown child, Sam. People will say that he's overprotective and threatening you in the 2 Heart cutscene, and then won't take into account what Pam says about Penny. People say that he's an overly protective father, but failed to see the opposite of that, which is Pierre, an incredibly absent father. There are so many imperfect parents and imperfect NPCs in Stardew Valley, and I just can't help but feel that Demetrius gets called out a lot more than the others. Dare I say it's popular to not like Demetrius? I'll be watching a video that isn't even about him and someone will bring him up in the 2 Heart cutscene. I'll be watching a video about Robin and people will wish the downfall of their marriage. I don't care about their marriage per se. I feel like there's more behind closed doors. I don't think that they have a good relationship. And I do think that people aren't looking at Robin as potentially a perpetrator. I feel like she can be very emotionally manipulative. She dotes on Sebastian, but she has Maru, but I believe she has one dialogue about Maru. I understand if you don't like Demetrius because of his relationship with Sebastian, but then surely it would be fair to dislike other characters because of their relationship with their children as well. Let's bring it back to Maru, and unfortunately why her father is the reason that a lot of people have admitted to not finding her attractive or romancing her. Even though Abigail is an incredibly popular character and Pierre doesn't sway people from going after her. Pam is an absent alcoholic mother. That doesn't stop people from going after Penny. People don't go after Penny because she's boring. You've also got Caroline, a very popular MILF in the game. Caroline's dialogue, constantly bashing and gossiping about her daughter, makes me very uncomfortable, and she's very emotionally manipulative as well. Let's talk about the dreaded 2 Heart cutscene that is apparently where people get turned off. I feel I would bet money that the POC perspective is different to the white perspective. I think that people of color have such high standards placed on them by their parents, by their grandparents, by society to be better. And in a lot of cases, people of color have to work twice, 3 times, 4 times as hard to even attempt to match up with their white counterparts. Maru is the only woman of color in Stardew Valley, and it makes sense that Demetrius, her father, would want to protect that and want to see her succeed, especially because she does have to work twice as hard. Maru's dialogue and her gifts are all surrounding productivity. She doesn't really relax, and I feel like that could be why people find her boring, because she's constantly going after what she wants in her future. In my opinion, the 2-heart cutscene would have made more sense later down the line. I think it's too early. Because it's so soon in the game, it makes you think that Maru's best friend Penny had to go through something similar, and I doubt that. Maru ends up getting distracted by you, daydreaming about you, thinking about you at work. She's making mistakes, and this is what Demetrius was afraid of. I feel like that should have been better portrayed at the beginning, so that you see that as a parent he has concerns, but I don't think that it was properly addressed. And you all of a sudden come in, you have 2 hearts, you've talked to each other maybe 3 or 4 times, you've given her 1 present maybe on her birthday, and now this guy jumps in, like, especially since he has friendly dialogue where he talks about if you befriend Maru, she would show you the telescope. 2 hearts isn't friends. 4 hearts, 5 hearts, 6 hearts, that's friendship. So he's anticipating you getting closer with his daughter, but at 2 hearts he's already shutting down that idea. It's major whiplash to go from that cutscene, especially if you've been befriending Demetrius, or you've been doing quests for him in the mines, or you've been bringing him fruits, etc. You take an interest in his work. He sends you things to say thank you for being interested in what he does. His daughter does very similar things. I don't understand why he was designed to be presumptuous and mistrusting straight off the bat. Though he does apologize for this and acknowledge it later. I think that representation hurts the community and hurts black men and hurts nerdy people and hurts potentially autistic people. It hurts so many people more than it helps. And I think that bad representation isn't good enough. Maybe it should have just been an entirely white town if it wasn't going to be handled correctly. I really hope that I was able to provide an alternative perspective to you. And I'm not going to cry racism. I'm not going to cry injustice. I just want people to think a little while they're playing the game. So enjoy the rest of the video. Bye.